Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So anyway, I was reading an article on CNN, and it's on Mitch McConnell. And believe it or not, this one is actually an accurate representation of what Mitch McConnell said, even though it's from very fake news CNN, okay? So anyway, reading the article here, and it says that Mitch McConnell was expressing that there are high expectations. There are excessive expectations for getting rid of Obamacare. This is CNN. President Donald Trump resumed his public feud with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on Thursday over his party's failure to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, a sign of the relationship between the two branches of government that are tense and are also controlled by both Republicans. Mitch, get back to work and put repeal and replace, tax reform and cuts, and a great infrastructure bill on my desk for signing. You can do it, Trump tweeted. His third tweet in 2 days calling out the Senate Majority Leader. Can you believe that Mitch McConnell, who has screamed repeal and replace for 7 years, couldn't get it done? Must repeal and replace Obamacare, the president tweeted earlier. Now, here's the thing. If we keep on going down here, it says that Mitch McConnell expressed that the president expects excessive expectations. The public comments continue a public exchange of criticism between the GOP leaders of the Congress and the White House this week, both of whom have policy agendas that are, according to this, ambiguous, that have struggled to make progress. On Tuesday, McConnell said that Trump had excessive expectations. Excessive expectations. What are Trump's expectations that are supposedly excessive? He wants to get Obamacare repealed and replaced. How is that an excessive expectation? That's what Republicans have been saying for the past 7 years. Listen, this is the other article that CNN had pertaining to McConnell criticizing Trump over the excessive expectations. McConnell said, "Our new president, of course, has not been in this line of work before," said McConnell, according to CNN affiliate WCPO, which covered the event. "I think he had excessive expectations about how quickly things happen in this democratic process." He had excessive expectations. Now, you want me to tell you what McConnell said? You know what McConnell said? This is an article dating back to December 6th, 2016, last year. This is what McConnell said. "We'll start Obamacare repeal on day one." On day one, we will start the Obamacare repeal. That is Mitch McConnell, the same guy that's saying that Trump has excessive expectations because he wants him to push forward with the Obamacare repeal and get it done. And here McConnell was saying back in December the 6th that he was going to get this thing done on day one. So what happened? What happened, Mitch? Listen to this. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says that legislation repealing the Affordable Care Act will be the first order of business in the new Congress. Again, this is from back in December. McConnell announced the agenda on Tuesday after meeting with Vice President-elect Mike Pence and Senate GOP colleagues over lunch. This is McConnell. McConnell said, "When we get back on January 3rd, we'll be moving to the Obamacare replacement resolution. The Obamacare repeal resolution will be the first item up in the new year," referring to the repeal legislation that is expected to pass with a simple majority vote under special budgetary rules. Notice the word that they used there. Simple. Simple. Simple majority vote. And it's not so simple. So that's the thing that gets me. Have you lost control over your house? Over the Senate, I mean? I mean, guys, I tell you, it's just like what I told you was reported by that one guy that used to be a worker for, he was either a worker for inside the White House or for a campaign, but he was on the Trump team, and he had signed off, but anyway, he's verified. He's a verified Twitter user. He said that his some of his friends and colleagues told him that they overheard John McCain tell the Democrats that, let's see Trump make America great again now, when he voted against the Obamacare repeal. He was one of the three. So that's what I mean, guys. It is so absolutely insane what we are seeing take place in Washington. I mean, the Republicans are not even all that trustworthy anymore. Many of them are, but many of them are also not. I tell you, Lindsey Grahamnesty is not trustworthy. Susan Collins is not trustworthy. The senator up in Canada, I don't remember what her name is, but she's not trustworthy. Guys, we're going to have to clear house in the next election too. It's not over. Because we're now finding out that the Republicans are somewhat just as corrupt as the Democrats. So what you're going to have to do is that you're going to have to find out how your senatorial representative is voting if they're Republican. And if they are not voting your way, then you're going to have to vote for the other person. And if you're supporting Trump, if you're a Democrat and you're supporting Trump, I'll tell you what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to flip over to Republican and toss these people out in your primary, because unless it's an open ballot and you can choose who you vote for in the primary. But you're going to have to get these people out in the primaries, because we can't have a Democrat. Because all the Democrats are going to do is that they're just going to continue to advance the Democratic platform, because I don't care how conservative they may seem, once they get to Washington, D.C., they are lockstep with the Democratic Party. They promote liberalism, they promote godliness, or ungodliness, it's bad. Godlessness is what I was going for there. But, guys, we're going to have to do something, because Donald Trump can't do it all. And when his own, party that has been saying that they are going to repeal Obamacare for years ends up dumping him, it really just shows you where their priorities are, doesn't it? They've lied to the American people. The Republican Party has lied to the American people. And they said that they were going to repeal Obamacare, that they were going to replace Obamacare, and they can't even get it done. When their own party is in power, we don't have enough votes. Do you think the American people are going to take too kindly to that? You play like you're conservative, and then as soon as you get to Capitol Hill, you end up joining the liberals, joining the Democrats? You think people are going to take that too kindly when you come back home? No, not going to happen. And if I were Lindsey Graham, I would really be concerned, because I'm just saying, Donald Trump won big in your state, South Carolina. He won the primary in South Carolina over you. You lost. You lost your own primary in South Carolina. So, you could very well be primaried in the next election. But I'm going to tell you what the president needs to do. And he did something very, very intriguing and wonderful when he ran here in our primary in West Virginia. We received this little card that had the names of all these Trump delegates on there, because, we heard that they were putting the names of people who were supporting Jeb Bush and all these other candidates, Ted Cruz, in Trump delegation positions. So in other words, they were like running Ted Cruz supporters and Jeb Bush supporters as a Trump delegate, and then as soon as they have the opportunity to cast their vote, they're going to cast it for Jeb Bush or for Ted Cruz, and that's what they were doing. So anyway, what Trump did is that he sent out to every voter these little cards that had the names of the validated Trump delegates that were actually supporting him, that they had vetted and that would definitely vote for Trump when they had the opportunity in the delegation proceeding. Okay, so anyway, that's really what Trump needs to do. The same exact thing. Trump needs to endorse candidates in primaries. If a candidate is not supporting his message, if they are not voting according to the party platform, if they are challenging him like every step of the way, like John McCain, Senator John McCain, then what Trump needs to do is that President Trump needs to endorse the person that is running against him in the primary. And if he does that, then everybody that supported Trump and that wants to see Trump get something done, which is America, they will vote for the other guy over the incumbent. And the endorsement of the president for that guy that's the non-incumbent, that is a non-incumbent, that's running against the guy that's presently holding office, that would put him over the top. So, I mean, guys, that's really what we're going to have to do here. We're running out of options. The Republicans are backstabbers. They're turning on their own party. And I mean, clearly, how would you say that that is an excessive expectation to fulfill a promise that you made to the American people over the course of 7 years? How is that an excessive expectation? We have a majority of Republicans. I mean, they got Obamacare done like that. They didn't even read it. So why can't we get this repeal and replace thing done? I mean, for crying out loud. You know, you said you were going to start this on day one, and it's already August 8, 10, 17. So really, what are you trying to pull? It's so absolutely ridiculous. Trying to pull the wool over the eyes of the American people is what's taking place. But I don't know about you, but I am so disgusted with politics. It's just I saw that in a Facebook post. I've been saying that for the last few weeks now. I'm overwhelmed by it. I'm so disgusted with it all. I'm sick of what I'm seeing take place in Washington, D.C. And there was a friend of mine that works for American Family Radio. He made the same exact remark. He said, I'm really beginning to hate U.S. politics. And I'm right there with you. Because, you know, we try to see this nation get turned around, and we are seeing it. We are seeing many advancements under the Trump administration. Don't get me wrong, there is good stuff that's happening. But a lot of it is from executive orders that Trump has had to do in order to overturn the Obama executive orders and the Obama policies. So, you know, he's doing as much as he can on his end that Obama, you know, messed up himself. So, but when you see how combative the Republicans in the legislative branch are at the policies that the Republicans or that President Trump is proposing and wanting to get out there, it's so frustrating because, you know, they can't get anything done. I mean, they're acting like they are a lame duck, like they're all lame ducks. Well, we can't get anything done. We can't get anything done. And I've heard rumors out there about how they're waiting for Pence to take over the reins, and they're just holding off. I got news for you. It'd be very hard for Pence to win an election if you keep breaking your promises, GOP. But what we're seeing take place is something that I haven't seen before. I've never seen them be this combative of one of their of a member in their own party that reigns in the White House. Okay, I've never heard them, or I've never seen them be this combative when somebody that holds their party affiliation is in the White House. They are literally pro-establishment. The Republican Party has apparently become corrupted over the Obama years, and it's time for us to pay attention to which ones need to come out and which Republicans need to be primaried in the upcoming elections that are taking place here in 2018 and 2020.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Are you looking for tickets to the hottest concerts, big game, or theater show? Look no further than StarFanTickets.com. We have amazing tickets to almost everything. No event is ever sold out. Why wait? It's easy to get the tickets you want at the prices you'll love. Simply search for the event. Then click the Find Tickets button. That's StarFanTickets.com. Join the StarFan crew mailing list and stay up to date on all the hottest events in your area. That's StarFanTickets.com. We have your tickets. Hashtag, you going?
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China...
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
Like what you hear? We need your support. Consider becoming a patron of the Caiden Cowger program. As a member, you'll gain access to exclusive content only available to patrons of the show. Your subscription will help fund equipment, projects, promotion, and overall production of the broadcast. To join, go to www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. That's www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. Again, www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. And thanks.
Have a brand, organization, or business? Consider becoming a sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Reaching over 6 states, the Caiden Cowger program offers wide coverage. I'm sure you've heard that radio is dead, but research shows that 93% of Americans listen to the radio, including 92% of millennials. That's greater than television, internet, and smartphone usage. Radio isn't dead. After all, aren't you hearing this? 84% of drivers cite radio as their primary in-car entertainment device. This means your sponsorship spot is reaching consumers closest to their point of purchase. In addition, talk is the second most listened to radio format. Sponsoring the Caiden Cowger program is actually quite simple. We tell our listeners who you are, what your business does, and how to get in touch with you. It helps you and keeps our program on the air. For more information, go to www.CaidenCowgerProgram.com/sponsor.
This is President Donald J. Trump, and I would like to tell you, all of my loyal supporters, and you're all very loyal, to listen to the Caiden Cowger program on your local station. Caiden Cowger is a great guy, does an amazing job, loves Trump, and is making radio great again. His show is huge. Also, his Twitter account, @Caiden Cowger, is very bigly. So bigly, it's almost as good as Trump's. So go ahead and give him a follow. Let's make his Twitter followers number greater than Rosie O'Donnell's poor bathroom scale. Now that would be an accomplishment. You can also give him a follow on Instagram via @Caiden Cowger. Thank you, and let's make radio and America great again.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is great to have you with us. So I want to play an audio bit here for you. This is Cassie Hunt. She was on MSLSD, believe it or not, but she was praising Trump. They were actually praising Trump on MSNBC, saying that he was right about something. Here it is. Cassie Hunt was on MSLSD saying that Trump is right. Republicans have promised a set timeline for health care. Go ahead and listen to this.
In the democratic process.
Excessive expectations. Yesterday, the president responded to that comment, tweeting, Senator Mitch McConnell said I had excessive expectations, but I don't think so. After 7 years of hearing repeal and replace, why not done? On top of that, several Trump supporters and Fox News personalities have been tweeting out their criticism of Senator McConnell, including one of the president's closest White House aides, Dan Scavino, talking about more excuses from the Senate Majority Leader. Casey, this has been always an interesting relationship between the president and the Senate Majority Leader. Isn't President Trump right here? Haven't they had at least 7 years to fix Obamacare in the Senate?
Yeah, and he's also right that Republicans in Congress helped set this timeline that McConnell is now saying was an excessive expectation for how fast things were going to move. I mean, when we were covering the Congress in January, they said, look, by summer we'll be done with health care, by the fall we'll have tax reform, and everything will be kind of, fine and dandy. And, lo and behold, they didn't meet their own deadlines here. So, look, I think that's part of it. But, the reality here, and I think what you're seeing play out both in the open on this relationship, but also, from a policy perspective, is just the incredible personality differences between the two men who are in theory charged with leading this government. I mean, Mitch McConnell is somebody who has spent his life and career making very powerful, strong moves behind the scenes. He is not a guy that is out in front of the camera with his own, aggressive brand, but he is feared within his caucus, and he has a long and powerful history in Washington. The president is obviously very different, and they are not particularly comfortable with each other. And I think, you saw that spill into the open here. And
keep in mind, for all the credit the president would like to take for Gorsuch being on the Supreme Court, it was Mitch McConnell who made that happen.
Right, and he did change the rules for that.
And he changed the rules. So what are the
Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, it wasn't President Trump that put Neil Gorsuch in there. It was Mitch McConnell. Really? Really? What about the people that Obama appointed? Obama got him in there. Trump got Gorsuch in there. And Mitch McConnell gotten that through because they're all Republicans. It's not a major accomplishment when you have a Republican-controlled legislative branch and a Republican in the White House, and you get a Supreme Court nominee in there. If they have to change the rules, fine. But still, it's ridiculous because it's not a big news. Because the Republicans control both houses. So that's not a major accomplishment that McConnell was able to get a Supreme Court nominee selected by Trump through there into SCOTUS. It's so stupid, but they're trying to take credit away from the president, give it to McConnell. Well, see, look what Mitch did here. Ridiculousness is what we're seeing here. Republicans made a promise. Republicans need to keep it. But politicians aren't very good at that, are they? It's so absolutely disgusting. And here's another thing. I have another audio bit that I want to play here for you. And then I want to get on the thing about Governor Jim Justice from West Virginia switching parties. We'll get to that here in a second. I was there. But anyway, this is an audio bit from Fox News. And Judge Napolitano, my goodness, Judge Napolitano said that he likes a lot of these leaks because the government owes us transparency. Listen to this.
The United States. All right, Panetta is saying teamwork and loyalty. Judge, do we have to make a differentiation in these kind of leaks and what is acceptable, what is reprehensible, and what should be prosecuted?
Yes, I may be the skunk of the garden party here, but I like a lot of these leaks because the government owes us transparency and often resists them. I don't like the president's telephone calls being leaked because the president should have the self-confidence of knowing that when he's talking to a foreign leader, it's not going to be on the front page.
And he's protected by his own government, perhaps.
Correct. I agree with Leon Panetta about the culture of unity behind the president is very important. But sometimes certain leaks tell us that the government has been lying to us, and we have a right to know what the government is doing. Yeah. Sometimes whistleblowers are great. Sometimes whistleblowers are afraid their careers are destroyed, and they have to leak outside the whistleblower channel.
I want to tell the audience why you were pointing at me when you said whistleblower, because you and I talked about this in the previous commercial break.
Yes, we did.
And, you know, there are those instances where the person who's giving you the information as the journalist should be protected and has valuable information, and it might be classified. I think the problem with this particular leak realm, though, is that you've seen classified information get into the hands of people who don't necessarily handle it that way among the media.
So, I can't bear to listen to this anymore, okay? This is what ticks me off, all right? Judge Napolitano, I don't know if the wires are getting crossed and he doesn't know what's going on anymore or what's happening. But these leaks are so different than what we were seeing take place pertaining to Hillary Clinton. Because that was a leak, okay? With the leaks that we are seeing come out pertaining to the Trump administration, for example, Trump has been roaming the White House in his bathrobe, gloomy around because Melania's not there. I'm not kidding. That was something that was reported. They're leaks that are specifically intended to, number one, try to embarrass the president, that, number two, are probably not true, and number three, they are not trying to reveal corruption in government. So in other words, they are not contributing to transparency. They have one goal in mind, and that is it. And that's to make the president look horrible, like he doesn't know what he's doing, and to make it out like the White House is in chaos, trying to help the Democrats out in 2020. Yeah. That's what's going on. These are leaks that are not being created for transparency purposes. They are fake stories that are being put out there to try to make Trump look bad because they're not even all that big. I mean, these leaks are not big deals. It's ridiculousness. And then we have this ridiculous collusion thing where they said that there's a lot of smoke, so there must be a gun somewhere, and they can't find the gun. But when the smoke is all in your head, it doesn't mean that there's a gun. It just means that you're a schizophrenic. You are a psychopath. You're suffering from schizophrenia. You see smoke and there's nowhere where it's coming from. It's just appearing before you. You're hallucinating. Maybe if a lot of these politicians would get off the crack, I won't go there. But anyway, it's just so ridiculous. But you see why? Do you see why you shouldn't turn the media on anymore? Do you understand why? And guys, I'm going to tell you, and I'll just give you a little heads up here. But I've been overwhelmingly stressed here recently because I'm just going to go and tell you, we've had some technical difficulties with the radio show where I know that I upload the show into the correct distribution folder that we send out to all of our affiliates, and then my loving affiliate WXMB in Myrtle Beach lets me know if it doesn't go through. But but I'm going to tell you, I've been absolutely stressed, and I've been getting this stuff out, but it hasn't been going through like it should be. Apparently, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on, and I had to actually reproduce this show in order to get it out. But I'll talk to you about some stuff that we have lined up here soon.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
This is President Donald J. Trump, and I would like to tell you, all of my loyal supporters, and you're all very loyal, to listen to the Caiden Cowger program on your local station. Caiden Cowger is a great guy, does an amazing job, loves Trump, and is making radio great again. His show is huge. Also, his Twitter account, @Caiden Cowger, is very bigly. So bigly, it's almost as good as Trump's. So go ahead and give him a follow. Let's make his Twitter followers number greater than Rosie O'Donnell's poor bathroom scale. Now that would be an accomplishment. You can also give him a follow on Instagram via @Caiden Cowger. Thank you, and let's make radio and America great again.
Have a brand, organization, or business? Consider becoming a sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Reaching over 6 states, the Caiden Cowger program offers wide coverage. I'm sure you've heard that radio is dead, but research shows that 93% of Americans listen to the radio, including 92% of millennials. That's greater than television, internet, and smartphone usage. Radio isn't dead. After all, aren't you hearing this? 84% of drivers cite radio as their primary in-car entertainment device. This means your sponsorship spot is reaching consumers closest to their point of purchase. In addition, talk is the second most listened to radio format. Sponsoring the Caiden Cowger program is actually quite simple. We tell our listeners who you are, what your business does, and how to get in touch with you. It helps you and keeps our program on the air. For more information, go to www.caidencowgerprogram.com/sponsor.
Like what you hear? We need your support. Consider becoming a patron of the Caiden Cowger program. As a member, you'll gain access to exclusive content only available to patrons of the show. Your subscription will help fund equipment, projects, promotion, and overall production of the broadcast. To join, go to www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. That's www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. Again, www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. And thanks.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. Great to have you with us. Yeah, because I want to tell you some stuff that we have coming up here. And because, like I was telling you there in the last part of the broadcast, I have been absolutely stressed for this past week especially, because I've been producing the program, the broadcast and everything. I drop it into the folder that automatically sends it out to our affiliates. And I got a message back from our WXMB affiliate in Myrtle Beach saying that some way, somehow, that the folder had the date, or the files had the date on them of the date it was supposed to, but the program file was an older one. So I'm like thinking, how in the world is this happening? And I go into my folder here, and yeah, same exact file. And I mean, I'm not sure if it's compromised. I'm checking file permissions on it and seeing what's going on here. But anyway, because I mean, the only time that I can remember something similar, taking place was back when I was with another digital radio station, and there's a lot of jealousy that was taking place there, and basically people were deleting files of other people's shows and everything else. But I know that, but I'm pretty much the only one that has file permissions for that, so I'm gonna have to just go in there and check and make sure someone didn't, get my credential information or something, and they're messing around with me. But anyway, had to reproduce this show because the file was deleted. So anyway, been stressed out about that. But here's one thing that is good that is coming up that I want to tell you all about. We're going to be getting a new television network started up here very soon. And this has been taking up a lot of my time also, alongside with, writing the columns and the show and everything. But I'm getting a Christian television network started up here very soon. Felt a need to do that. And we're planning on getting this thing launched here very shortly, probably in about a week. So, with the way that the media is going and the way that even Christian television networks are headed, it's just so absolutely aggravating and upsetting. Because, I mean, I used to, and I'll give you an example, I used to remember watching TBN quite a bit when I was little, and this is back when they had, some really good preachers on there, and they weren't afraid to preach. They weren't afraid to preach about sin. They weren't afraid to teach scriptures. But the thing is that now, you turn it on there, and all that they're talking about is money, 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 money. And they act more like they're your financial advisors than they do, your pastors. And they say, well, doesn't God believe in prosperity? Yeah, God believes in prosperity. He certainly doesn't believe in poverty. I understand that. I understand your point. Poverty is of the devil because poverty destroys families. But here's the deal. As a minister, you are called to preach the entire Bible. You're not called to only discuss one issue because it's comfortable for you. You are called to preach the entire Word of God. And if you only teach your congregation sermons on money and trusting in God to provide, but the only way that He will provide is if you sow your $1,000 seed into your ministry. If you only teach that kind of stuff, guess what? Your congregation's not going to grow, because they're going to continue living a life of sin. They're going to continue, practicing the wrong things, and it's all going to be on your watch because you didn't tell them the truth. You only read, the scriptures pertaining to money and to making money for yourself, and as a result, your congregation's going in the wrong direction. And I'm quite frankly tired of turning Christian television networks on 24/7, and all I hear about is money, money, money. I mean, if you want to do a sermon on that, fine. But when every single sermon is on that subject, that really gets me. because you are depriving your congregation. So it's been trying on me for quite some time. I was also, and I'll tell you this, I was also watching, many people know that I'm, more traditional, okay, with how I, believe in everything. I'm not contemporary. I mean, I've known several contemporary ministers that are great men of God. Well, of course, our affiliate down in Myrtle Beach, they're contemporary and they do a phenomenal job at it. But I'll tell you what I'm seeing take place now. It's almost like some of these ministers on TV are going beyond contemporary to where they are now trying to bring the world into the church. And it's really concerning to me because, I've heard some ministers that are playing, what is it? Highway to Hell. That's one thing that they've played. They played Stairway to Heaven. That's another thing that they've played in the church. I'm not kidding you. They have played secular music in the church. And it's absolutely unbelievable. And I got to tell you, it's just like when I was watching TBN. I was watching TBN, and there's this guy on there that was wearing a Muhammad Ali t-shirt. Now, I understand that, you have contemporary churches out there that don't believe in the whole suit and tie thing, whatever, all right? It's fine. If that's your style, then fine. But here's the thing. When you're wearing a Muhammad Ali t-shirt, what's that about? I got so ticked off by that, I tweeted him and I said, next time you decide to preach a sermon, especially if you're going to be on TV in front of all these people, please do so not wearing a t-shirt with America's most famous Muslim right there printed on the front. Guys, it's so absolutely ridiculous what we are seeing take place among some of these preachers. And I tell you, where's the fire? Where is the anointing? And where, is the strength? A lot of the ministers today are so, feminine and they preach a weak, lukewarm message where they don't believe that Christ can set you free from whatever you're facing, from whatever you're struggling with. And and quite honestly, it's led me to the degree of becoming more involved in, with my faith and in getting this thing up and running. I felt God calling me to do it, and I said, Lord, if it be your will, I need you to give me a check this month with the money that, needs to go towards this. And I asked for a specific amount. And I said, if it be your will, I need that check this month. And sure enough, the day that we took off for the beach, I got the exact amount that I prayed for. And it's unbelievable. I didn't believe, because I'll tell you, I've heard stuff like that happening. It's never happened with me or anything. It's really one of the first times I prayed like that. And sure enough, I got the check, and I took that check and I cashed it, and I immediately put it into the kingdom of God. And I bought the broadcasting system because, God clearly wanted it. That's not my money. That God got that in. I'm putting it in there. So we're getting this thing up and running. We're getting the website started. We're getting the TV network up and running now. It's looking good. The channel is going to be called Christian Faith Channel. It's going to be available on some digital platforms. I'll go into more detail that once we get everything taken care of there. But it will also be available online. And once we get the website and everything up and running, I'll begin telling you guys about it and let you all know and how you can watch it on your television. So that's what we're looking at here. And we're also getting some great teaching from a guy. I don't know if you've ever heard him. His name's Pastor Ron Dosler from down in Calvary Chapel, Myrtle Beach, our affiliate down there. So it's really a blessing to be able to have him on the network and providing his Christian teaching. And then we're also going to be able to get some other ministers that are friends of mine on the network too. So that's what we're hoping to accomplish. That's what that's what I've been working on. It's part of what I've been stressed out about, also trying to get these, shows to go through to our affiliates. So that's been keeping, the hair falling out pretty good. So anyway, guys, we will be right back after this, and I'll tell you a little bit about Jim Justice, our governor.
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China...
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
Have a brand, organization, or business? Consider becoming a sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Reaching over 6 states, the Caiden Cowger program offers wide coverage. I'm sure you've heard that radio is dead, but research shows that 93% of Americans listen to the radio, including 92% of millennials. That's greater than television, internet, and smartphone usage. Radio isn't dead. After all, aren't you hearing this? 84% of drivers cite radio as their primary in-car entertainment device. This means your sponsorship spot is reaching consumers closest to their point of purchase. In addition, talk is the second most listened to radio format. Sponsoring the Caiden Cowger program is actually quite simple. We tell our listeners who you are, what your business does, and how to get in touch with you. It helps you and keeps our program on the air. For more information, go to www.caidencowgerprogram.com/sponsor.
Like what you hear? We need your support. Consider becoming a patron of the Caiden Cowger program. As a member, you'll gain access to exclusive content only available to patrons of the show. Your subscription will help fund equipment, projects, promotion, and overall production of the broadcast. To join, go to www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. That's www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. Again, www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. And thanks.
This is President Donald J. Trump, and I would like to tell you, all of my loyal supporters, and you're all very loyal, to listen to the Caiden Cowger program on your local station. Caiden Cowger is a great guy, does an amazing job, loves Trump, and is making radio great again. His show is huge. Also, his Twitter account, @Caiden Cowger, is very big league. so big league, it's almost as good as Trump's. So go ahead and give him a follow. Let's make his Twitter followers number greater than Rosie O'Donnell's poor bathroom scale. Now that would be an accomplishment. You can also give him a follow on Instagram via @Caiden Cowger. Thank you, and let's make radio and America great again.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is great to have you with us. So, yeah, our governor, Jim Justice, from West Virginia, switched over from Democrat to Republican. I was actually there. I was at the Trump rally on Thursday of last week, and I was sitting among members of the press, and all of a sudden, they all started talking. And there was just a different type of atmosphere that came over the press area. For them, it was an atmosphere of pain, but for me, it was actually immense joy. And what I found out was that the governor, Jim Justice, from West Virginia, was switching over from Democrat to Republican. Now, here's the thing, all right? Jim Justice was a Republican just a few months before he ran for governor. Just a few months before he ran for governor, he switched from Republican to Democrat. As soon as he got up there, or down there in Charleston, he started fighting for Democrat platforms. I'm talking higher taxes, I mean, combating Republicans left and right, mainly from the left. He was absolutely hammering the GOP. And he was trying to implement high taxes upon the hardworking people of West Virginia. And it was so absolutely pathetic. This guy was professing that he knew Donald Trump and was really bragging about that, which clearly I guess he did. But the thing is that he was wanting to raise taxes. And now all of a sudden he's switching over to the GOP. We really don't want him. This is what he said. Today, I will tell you as West Virginians, I can't help you anymore being a Democrat governor, Justice expressed. So tomorrow, I will be changing my registration to Republican. Like it or don't like it, the Democrats walked away from me. And that's Jim Justice. So anyway, I was there. After all this was over, I interviewed House Speaker Tim Armstead. He's a Republican from West Virginia's 40th District. And I want you to listen to what he said about all this, because he pretty much nailed it. I mean, they're ready to work with him, but he hasn't done a very good job at promoting conservative values so far since he's been in there. This is Tim Armstead from West Virginia. Maybe. It's not playing. Why isn't the audio working? Come on. Oh, my goodness. Now it's saying video unavailable. Why does it do this? See what I've been dealing with for the past week? It's been stuff like this. And no fail. Just technical difficulties all this week. Okay, we're going to try this again. Here it is. Jim Justice announced that he was switching party affiliations from Democrat to Republican. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think we've seen a lot of people switching to Republican, and I think that's a sign that West Virginia is a very conservative state. We want conservative values. We want an economic ideas that actually create jobs. And I hope that it's a sign that he saw that that's where the people of West Virginia want him to be. And, I'm looking forward. I hope he will embrace the conservative values that we've been fighting for. Hasn't happened too much so far in his administration, but I'm hoping this is a sign that he does want to do that, and we're certainly willing and ready to go to work with him to advance those conservative values, put people back to work, if that's where he wants to go. Showed a great deal of what I would consider Democrat ideology when he came forward with its biggest tax increases in history.
So there you go. That's Speaker Tim Armstead. So he's going to have to straighten up. He can transfer from being a Democrat to Republican, but along with that, he's going to have to change his ideology from liberal to conservative and start supporting the Republican platform. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. We're going to get these technical difficulties fixed. For the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.